Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a live tournament cast of the Steel Division League New Year tournament that was run over the previous weekend, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So we have in this game Herr on the left hand side in blue. He is playing the 21st Panzer on Vanguard Income. And he is up against Loli on the right hand side, or Ortfein Frederica von Eilstad. He's playing Grupa Churina on Vanguard Income. Very interesting choice of division there. Churina versus 21st Panzer. I mean, the favourite, Herr definitely the favourite in this matchup. And I think also in the divisional matchup, potentially Churina could pull something out of the bag with the numbers. Let's have a look at the deck for Herr. So we have, with the King Tigers, we've got 1 in A and 2 in B phase. So yeah, with the Vanguard Income, getting those 2 out in B phase is going to be fairly difficult. It's at least a minute and a half of income, so it's 3 minutes income to get out both of those Koenigs Tigers in B phase. We got plenty of light recon vehicles. What else do we have? We've got the Shermans in A phase, obviously great units in the 21st Panzer. But most of it's just going to revolve around the Koenigs Tigers and how Herr really uses those Koenigs Tigers. We are playing as well on, oh god, I forgot the name of this map. I think it begins with S, but I forgot the name. But there is this split point of this map, the town and the kind of more open southern area, as we will look at it in the game. He has the Ju-88S1 in A phase. I am potentially blocking off a couple of other cards, I apologise. Also some off map is the majority of his he's got an off map in A, he's got 2 in B, but he does have some main 122mm artillery pieces in B phase as well. Infantry wise, I think this is the 21st Panzer's weakness, but he hasn't taken all of his infantry slots, and those Erzatstruppen in A really help the 21st Panzer out in comparison to in Normandy, when I think, you know, you really struggled on infantry. I think although the quality isn't great of Erzatstruppen, it really does help out the 21st Panzer, just that you can get the numbers out at least. And Curbs makes an excellent point. No leaders at all in any way, shape or form in this 21st Panzer deck. So yeah, very interesting decision. No leaders whatsoever. I mean, the Koenigs Tigers, they don't really need leaders, but the infantry, you would kind of want leaders on your, I would think that you would want leaders on your Panzergrens, because I suppose you get enough in C phase, but Panzergrens between A and B phase, Robert doesn't have a great deal of them. Let's have a look at the deck for Loli. He is playing Turin. He is on Vanguard. And there aren't a major amount of tanks there, so he's chosen to up-vet his T-34-76ers in B phase, which is interesting. Very different approach to what Ziracure takes with all of those. I think it's like 36 T-34s in B phase. Loli has at his disposal 816. He has 24 in total. I think that's 24 in total. I'm trying to read that correctly. Yes, it is. What else do we have? Well, we've got the Su-85s. He's got 6 of those, so they can be his heavier tanks. He's going to have to rely on the Zis-2s and the PE-3. So he has 1 PE-3 in A phase and 2 in B phase. So those PE-3s, though, we've seen them in games on the Steel Division League where Ziracure has played with those PE-3s, and they haven't done a great job. So I think Loli's going to have to rely on side shots. But look at the anti-air, only 2 37mm anti-air guns. So to say that you're going to rely on your PE-3s, he's going to have to use his fighters to hold off any enemy air attacks. And artillery wise, Loli also taking some off maps. So let's get into the action. Oh, let me just make, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was on 1 speed then. So Loli, I think, posting down the pray for me icon. We've got a fairly decent force down south and a fairly decent force into the northern area. I think Loli potentially could make some ground in this northern area, and I think Turin versus the 21st Panzer. Personally, I would probably want to focus more on this northern area, because the Königstigger, you would expect a Königstigger to be more efficient in the south, and certainly that's where Herr Robert's chosen to bring it in. So I would look to push up north and try and kind of negate the effectiveness of that Königstigger. That would probably be my best, that will probably be my strategy. But Loli, I think he's committing to sort of both north and south, and the centre is fairly weak. A few units in trouble along this road. The MG42 though is opening up against units in the compound, and this is very interesting. Robert looks like he's attacking into the centre ground, and Loli doesn't have enough there with the 2 Ognamachikis, but down goes one of the transports to the M42 gun early on. The Königstigger is going to come straight up the road and present just a massive threat, although the ZIS 2 gun is there, doesn't load, potentially will take out the M4, but Robert knows exactly where that ZIS 2 gun is, and it is firing. Wow, armor crack, 1 shot, 1 kill, and that's a nice kill because it gets rid of the M4. He can now use the rest of his APCR on the Königstigger, but still it's not enough. I think he's too far away to get that kill, and the Königstigger focusing on the T-34-76 down south. I am going to concentrate the moment down south. I just want to see what happens. Does this Königstigger survive against the ZIS 2 gun? But potentially up north, I think from the looks of it, Loli potentially has the opportunity up north, although Herr Robert pushing into that centre ground. The Strelki Komrotti, 1 man, all that's left of Loli's mid-centre attack. In comes the Focke-Wulf 190G1 aiming on that ZIS 2 gun, but in comes the PE3 for the side shot onto the Königstigger. I think it's a good choice from both players, although Herr Robert, I would have liked him to hold off on the Focke-Wulf 190. I think he has the auto evac in. In comes the PE3. Will it be able to turn in time? I don't think potentially it can turn in time. No, it cannot turn in time. So Loli, mistake on the micro. He tried to come down south and turn it, but that PE3 did not turn in time. I'd have actually liked him to push even further down south, and then even potentially come in for a rear shot onto that Königstigger. That would have really put the cat among the pigeons. But the PE3 is now coming in for potentially a side shot onto the other side of the Königstigger. Let's see, the PE3 launches rockets and transmission damaged. Yeah, those PE3s, they are going to struggle, I think, to penetrate those Königstigers. Stuart's in the south, but it looks like Herr Robert has pushed through and has kind of got a great foothold in this southern area. There's a lot of Strelki DP out in the open. The Tanko Disanikis will have a good time in this forest. Yeah, I think the Tanko Disanikis, it depends how many of them go down before facing off against this Panzergren, but I think they have the potential to really clear up that central forest in the north. It looks like Herr Robert's got both flags, but actually Loli has the T-34-76 here. The Panzergrens do have Panzerfaust on them though, so that is the worry. And potentially Herr Robert could just move this Panzergren forwards. I'd like to see this Panzergren just hop forwards into the next building and potentially get the kill off against that T-34-76. We've got a sniper up north with an M42 gun covering that northern approach. A lot of Tanko Disanikis coming into this central area, and I think Loli can make a lot of ground in that northern side. I think that's where he needs to concentrate. We have an off map coming forwards, but actually Herr Robert's really weak. Now those units in the centre have gone down. There is a Pak 38. Look at the target of that off map. Loli, oh dear. Does not realise there's nothing else actually here. So I think he's assuming, because you would assume that there would be RGs probably and pack guns in that tree line, but actually isn't. The T-34s are engaging against the Pack 38, and I think they will win out. Both of them are transmission damage though, but I think they will win out on the next shot. Yes, they do go down. The Koenigsegger is okay for now, and we do have a Gepard, 2 Gepards coming in along with some M4, so this southern side is in real trouble for Loli, because unless he brings... oh, he has brought out an Su-85. That could do some decent shots. I'd actually maybe like that. Let's see where he's taking that. So he is taking it standard down south. I'd actually kind of like that to come through this gap in the centre and then up onto this top side and maybe try and get a surprise hit. But look at this central area for Herr. It is so weak. The T-34 pushing forwards potentially could take this compound in the back. The northern side completely unlocked for Loli. Wow, look at the territory gains in this northern area. 16-8 right now for Loli. Herr is on the back foot completely. He has to push forwards in this southern side. The Koenigsegger is what he has, but wow, unbelievable play by Loli, pushing forwards in this northern side. He needs to rush infantry forwards, potentially. Could get up to play into this rear compound. Panzer IV-G coming in now for Herr and a Pack 38. He needs infantry in here, but no infantry coming in. I think Herr just assuming this city is completely lost for now. At least one Ersatztruppen is going to come in. It's not going to be anywhere near enough, but no anti-tank on the Tenko Desaniki, so they're going to have a fairly difficult time taking out the SPW-231, even though it's gun jammed. In comes the Yak 9 to cover off against the Focke-Wulf 190G. One, that's a nice little target onto those Tango Desaniki. One unit goes down, but look at this look at this T-34-76. Wow, unbelievable, pushing that all the way forwards. A P3 coming in. Is this focusing? Yes. It's too close. It is too close. I don't think that's going to be able to turn in time. It isn't. Yeah, Loli needs to work on his PE3 micro. He needed to come out here to turn in time to hit that side shot. So yeah, unfortunately flies over the Gepards, engine overheat, and potentially could be in trouble. No, I think it will get out now. In comes a ZIS-2 gun, although surprising that ZIS-2 gun's gone up north. Very surprising it's gone up north into the same position as the M42 gun. That ZIS-2 gun should have come south. The Koenigsegger is the big threat. The ZIS-2 gun needs to face off, and we've got the Su-85 facing off against the Koenigsegger, potentially there for a moment, or actually may have been somewhere else. But yeah, Loli needs to be very careful how he's engaging in this southern side, but certainly has the advantage now. 15-9 up against Herr. 13 minutes on the clock. Oh, the T-34-76 is gun jammed by the Pack 38 at close range. Potentially the Panzer IV-Gs. Ouch. Does go down. A lot of territory is going to swing back to Herr now. Potentially that's enough. Well, it's going to keep it at 13-11, I would think. Actually, Loli will just hang on to this central flag. 14-10. And 2 M42 guns coming into the central. Down goes the other T-34, and that's a lot of wind out of Loli's sails in that northern central area. Down south, it's all about the Koenigsegger right now, and Herr has a lot of units down here. I think or Loli basically has to take out the Koenigsegger and then concentrate on everything else. It's going to be a massive long slog. Ouch, ouch. One shot crew kill from the Koenigsegger. That's going to hurt. That is really going to hurt. The ZIS-2 gun. Ooh, bad micro. Wow, bad call in position. Yeah, Loli does notice that and focus that ZIS-2 gun on the Koenigsegger, but is it too late? It does unload. First shot. Ooh, Koenigsegger does fire off against the T-34. The ZIS-2 isn't in the position to be revealed immediately, so that is going to be okay. The Strocky DP are going to go down though. Down goes the Su-85. Nothing else down here to protect, so Herr is definitely going to make ground in that southern side. A lot of infantry now coming in to the northern side. Gun jam onto the 231. I'm not sure about the 2 anti-tank guns all the way up there. I'd at least be pushing this M42 gun across the open ground, knowing that you've got the ZIS-2 to cover off, but I think that's a mistake having both of those up there. I'd also like to try and push this sniper across. I don't know whether this is light cover here. potentially try and get into there if that is light cover. Tanko Disanikis don't want to get opened up from range. The T-34s are engaging the Ersatz Truppen. SDK said 250/10. Weary for the moment. The Panzer Grenadiers are in the right building to potentially take down these Ognamachiki at range, and potentially, well, more stroke of DP coming in, but Loli's northern push has been halted. 13-11 to Loli at the moment, but I feel like Herr has the units in place here to really push forwards from this position, and despite him being a 13-11 down now, I think he is in a better position overall than Loli. I think Loli is fairly weak. I think Herr can pick up this central flag and he can make inroads back into the town, but I think for Loli it's going to be really difficult pushing through that Königstiger. He's going to have to do it before B phase. Well, no, we are now in B phase, so will Herr choose to bring in a second Königstiger? We're missing the Ju-88S1 strike up north. We did manage to just capture it. One of the T-34s did go down. Loli expertly microing those two out of the way, so at least one of them, only one of them, went down. The Yak-9 is trying to come in, potentially take out that Ju-88S1. Will it get the kill? It's in a dangerous spot. Engine damage. Oh, did get the kill. Nice job. And I don't know whether Herr has another one of those Ju-88S1s. I don't think he does. Unfortunately, my big head was in the way when we were covering the decks, so I'm not 100% sure. Two M5 Stuarts coming into the central area is not necessarily bad. They'll be decent against the infantry, but I think he does need some more T-34s in there. We've got an Su-85 as well as a number of AT guns and a 122mm artillery piece into the central area, so potentially Loli's still targeting this central position and he can make up more ground. At the moment, Herr is holding this central flag courtesy of the SDKZ 251/1, although we do have an off map coming in up north. Yes, nicely placed on top of the Strelki Komrotti, and overall those off maps are going to be really important for Herr pushing back in that north. In the south, the Königstiger is still there. It looks like Loli's using an off map of his own, the WC52 KAO, but I think that's, I don't really see that getting the kill onto the Königstiger. We've got a number of T-34-76. I just don't see there being enough to push through. Unless that Königstiger goes down, I cannot see these T-34-76s being successful. They can certainly take out the M4s, but they're just going to get popped one by one. Actually, I do quite like the way that Loli potentially is using the line of sight blocker of this compound to shield himself from the Königstiger, so that is intelligent play. Robert's pushing that Königstiger forward, trying to negate that advantage that Loli has given himself. This 2-gun is in place, although it is being fired at from the M4 on the hill, and that is not what you want. Those 76ers pushing forward tightly. This is very nice play. The Königstiger is now in position. Down goes the ZIS-2. Very unfortunate for Loli, I think, there. The M4 on the top of the hill did most of the damage there. And yeah, bail out immediately on the Königstiger. So Loli has to keep these T-34-76s sort of out of line of sight of that Königstiger. It's really a tight play down on this southern side. He is now reversing back, and interesting, I'm not quite sure why he's choosing to reverse one back and keep one up there, but actually he's got it in a nice little position. There's not a lot else that can threaten it right now. Very intelligent play. I kind of like that positioning. He is now bringing forward the second T-34-76, although he's leaving it exposed to the Königstiger, and that is going to go down. Yeah, turret stuck. You cannot fight that Königstiger. In comes the P3. Interesting decision firing the Ersatz, but I guess only one Tanko Disaniki, so he is trying to protect that Tanko Disaniki. Up north, he still has a hold of this city. He is still trying to push units in. We've got some more T-34-76s. Another off map coming down from Herr. He's just going to off map that town and then wait and push through in phase C. We're at a 12-12 right now. Herr has equaled it, and potentially that's why Loli was pushing forwards. The Königstiger. Oh, beautiful play. Absolute beautiful play. Beautiful play. I think that was a side shot onto the Königstiger there. Did we get that? I don't know whether I tried to get a replay of that. Let me just see whether we captured that. No! I'm going to ignore that for now. Sorry about that, guys. I did want to try and capture that, but what a kill on the Königstiger. The T-34-76 did manage to get that side shot. Yeah, it was definitely a T-34-76 close range. And if we take a look just into the side shot, as the Königstiger was turning to face that T-34-76. Yeah, I know the T-34 is out of date. Sorry, I know the replay is out of date there. I was trying to capture it. I don't know why. For some reason, it's not working for me right now. I think I potentially don't have it set up correctly in the settings because I'm live streaming rather than recording the videos. I think potentially I don't have it set up properly, which is what's causing the issue. So I'll fix that between next game. I will fix that between games and try and deal with that. I would have liked to have seen the replay, but it was definitely a side shot for that T-34. But we have another Königstiger coming into the center, and that's the issue with kind of 21st Panzer. It takes you around 10 minutes to find a way to kill that Königstiger, that by the time you get into B phase, another one is on its way to take over from the first one. A very tentative hold by Loli in this central ground. But yeah, look at the off-map artillery used in this era, and I think it was basically all used on that Königstiger. I don't really think there was anything else that Loli was really using it for. I think it was just basically to continually hammer the Königstiger, but really he's taken that Königstiger down, but he's got nothing else to push back in. Another Königstiger replaces it, so it's a big kill. Once you get rid of those Königstigers, you at least have a chance of beating the 21st Panzer, but there's still just so much here from Herr, and it's taken a long time for Ort or to Loli to get the kill, about 16 minutes, and that's going to give Herr enough time to have enough units in there and really prevent any pushback. Loli is back with the 1311, we'll get the victory in 21 minutes time, and potentially I think he just needs to focus on holding this northern side. If he can hold this northern side and at least keep Herr from pushing past this point, then I think he can win this game. He has to also hold the centre, and at the moment, wow, yes, we do see some strokey DPs coming in, which is a very good choice. In comes Herr attack into the centre. I think Herr realises he needs to do more right now. Trying to take back this town. I think he needs to concentrate on this point down here in the south. It's the easiest to take back. But if he only concentrates on that one point, he could end up losing this game. So I think it's right to launch this attack into the central area. Loli does come in with strokey DP just at the right time. The half track will get attacked by the PTRD there, potentially will go down. I think it's just whichever damages the other first, potentially that PTRD. Oh, I'd have loved the strafing run to come down on the 251/1. In comes the rockets. Loli desperately trying to hold off that attack in the centre ground. Pack 4341 in that central northern area is going to fire on all of the units in there, and those Pack 43s are nice. We need some artillery coming down on that, but unfortunately the 122mm is basically on the front line getting attacked by that Pack 43, so won't be able to do the job. More stroking DPs coming in. Her's got himself a foothold into the town. It's just whether he can push forwards from there. I still think the advantage lies with Herr at the moment. Until those Königstigers goes down, I think the advantage is with him. We've got the second one into this central area. We've got the third one up north, and I'm trying to remember now whether he had 2 or 3 in phase B. I think there was 3 in phase B. I think there was 1 in phase A and 3 in phase B. Crew kill down onto the Su-85 from the Pack 43, and that's a big kill. As well as the Königstiger pushing into this kind of position, providing a hell of a lot of overwatch. And look at these strokey DPs pushing forwards. Potentially could get the kill onto the Pack 38, but sorry, the Pak 43, but I don't think they're going to achieve too much else. I'm surprised this Panzer IV-G isn't moving forwards now. In fact, yeah, here it goes. And those strokey DPs are going to come under significant pressure once that Panzer IV-G gets into line of sight. But we have the 122mm that is now firing on that Pak 43. Potentially, we could see a lot more action in that central area up north. The M5s are being picked off. We also have the Armada 1s in a nice position, although the line of sight tool isn't helping right now. And they are able to fire on into this city. Down goes the other M5. And we've still got a T-34-76 here, but a number of infantry units also gone down. Wow, look, crossfire from the M42 gun right at the 2-kilometer range onto this 250/9, I think it was. More infantry coming into the central area. It's the right choice from Loli. Needs to hold this central area right now. And Robert's chucking a lot of forces at it. The Koenigsegger up on the hill. Potentially, I think a number of reinforcements have gone down. Potentially this M30 was actually in the transport that gone down. A number of T-34s going down as well to this Koenigsegger on the ridge. Really hurts Loli, this Koenigsegger position, and he's going to have to find a way to destroy that Koenigsegger. SDKFZ 7/1 is going to make it incredibly difficult to do that from the air. Okay, so the guys in chat are telling me there were only 2 King Tigers in B phase, so both of them are on the field. So every single Koenigsegger that we're going to see in this game is now on the field. It's just a case of Loli trying to take those out. Robert does pick up that centre ground, and now he has that centre ground, and he has quite a few units in here. I think he just needs to hold that centre area. Potentially could push through to this flag. Yeah, this is what I expected, a number of PE3 attacks. I think it's the only real way he can do this, but the SDKFZ 7/1 positioned excellently by Herr Robert. Those PE3s missing target, and I'd like to see another anti-air unit come up, but Herr Robert's certainly got that Koenigsegger beautifully positioned. Potentially Herr Robert could push through to this central flag here. I'd like to see, there is potential for that. I think he's going to have a harder time pushing onto this compound, so I think what he's going to do now is hold this central ground, and he's going to focus on the town, and I think that's why we see more resources coming into that town. I do like the way that Herr Robert is using his vehicles though. He knows he is limited on infantry, so he is using a lot of these SDKFZ 250/9s, and that's going to do him, you know, it conserves his infantry, so he isn't needlessly throwing infantry in and losing them. The ZIS-2 gun has got itself in a nice position. We've got another ZIS-2 gun up here. I'm still surprised that both the ZIS-2 and the M42 gun are up here. I at least want one of them to move up, because I don't think having 2 of them in that position makes sense. So, in the southern side, things have quietened down. We've got some action in the centre. Looks like Sturmoviki Rocks are pushing in. They're going to be a deadly unit with the double Rocks 3 flamethrower. And looks like Loli potentially could clear up this centre ground. The main threat to him is that Panzer IV-G. And it's going to be interesting how he deals with that, because he has the PTRDs, but I feel like they're not going to be enough. The Panzer IV-G is moving into this light forest though, so potentially actually at that range he needs to spread out the strokey DPs to try and get, you know, a side shot. He needs to spread them out, I think, so that at least the Panzer IV is engaging at one of them and showing side armour to the other. The Sturmoviki Rocks are pushing forwards. Hopefully one of them will get into this heavy forest before the Panzer IV-G gets into place. In the northern side, it looks like an exchange of off-map. I think, yeah, this one is coming down, although Loli does have an off-map of his own, potentially coming down on top of a lot of Herr Robert's infantry. I think Herr Robert's doing the right thing, targeting this southern flag. Oh, P3 did come in, I think, for the attack on the Panzer IV-G, but potentially did not get that on target. SDK said 7-1 and the Gepard still in place. I would like one more anti-air unit in there, although the Gepard is moving forwards, which is a wise move. The off map in the north. Oh, the SDK said 251 coming in for a surrender. Wow! Oh my days! Taken out and then surrendered. Unbelievable. Why that after Machiki surrendered then? It must have thrown the AT grenade, surrendered, then the AT grenade landed and took out the half track. It surrendered and then died in its own AT grenade. Unbelievable. The Tanko Disaniki, that's in a tough spot. He does need to fall that back, because as soon as those Panzergrens recovered, they'll pick up the surrender because of the fire from the 250/9s. The off map did a decent job, but potentially not enough. Needs another off map, needs reinforcing infantry, and oh dear, they are coming straight into this off map position. Oh, this could be real tough. This could be real tough. Doesn't load those strokey DPs. This is big off map as well. This is what is the caliber? 173mm. It looks bigger than 173mm, and the off map is in a tough spot as well. Potentially that could go down. I don't think he's used all three users. Loaded kill turret stock on the T-34, sight damage on the other, and here Robert's got his tanks kind of at distance, engaging on using the line of sight. The line of sight tool doesn't show the engagement range that here Robert has, so he's very intelligently using his map knowledge there. The Strokey DP has somehow survived fairly well. Some of them lost a number of units, but here Robert looks like he's pushing back fairly successfully into this town, and I think this is what's going to win or lose a game for here Robert. How far he can push back in. I think the southern side is locked down. He potentially could push in a nice attack into this southern area, which could be successful, but I think he's going to concentrate all resources on trying to take back this town, because if he can do so, you know, he can go from currently 13-11 down, having just lost his flag, potentially back to 12-12 and a 14-10 up. So I think that's where here Robert's going to push his resources. This central area, the 250/9, is going to take care of the Strokey DP. Loli has the flag for now, but if those 250/9s push forwards, I think they'll win out over the PTRDs. It's going to be like it's a tough engagement, but I think I would risk it if I was here Robert. He's got enough in reserve, I think, to risk that engagement. Koenig's Tiger in the north is transmission damaged. Loli has a number of AT gun units here, but I think is now taking artillery fire from the 122 man. I'm not sure whether that's on counter battery or whether that's actually targeted. That may well be on counter battery, attacking that M30. In the north, more off maps coming down. T-34s are raging in. We are 28 minutes into this game. It's a 12-12 at present. Very good game so far, and will this work? I can't call right now who's going to win in this city engagement. Loli needs to bring some more infantry in. One after Michiki potentially isn't enough. If Robert gets back the 12-12, I think Loli has managed to deal with the Marder and the tanks that were back here. T-34-76, close range engagement, potentially with the 250/9 here. Yeah, here Robert's going to take that. It's very close range. Who's going to win out? Loader kill. So fortunately, I think the T-34 is going to get the second shot kill with that. But both the Strokies are pinned down, and Panzergren's advancing on the Tanko Disanikis. Those Tanko Disanikis are just going to rip apart infantry that are right in front of them. They are now being engaged, you know, outside the 100-meter range, but they should re-stealth. I'd like to see Loli just push them back for a moment, and then once they re-stealth, push them forwards once again. Off map, I think that's all used up, so that's why it's so far forward. Bailed out and Gunjam T-34, I think that's from the Panzer IVs on the ridge that have done that in the south. Still no major movements. Here Robert has managed to pick up this central area, has pulled himself back into this game and gets himself a 13-11. We'll win in 32 minutes time. So I think the momentum is with Herr Robert now. I think the momentum is with Herr Robert, but whether Loli is not out of this game yet. He is definitely not out of this game. Looks like there wasn't 122 mil, I think, down here. So I think this SFH 396R 122 mil is on counter battery, and potentially this 122 mil at the back will be the next. There's another one in there now. Actually, potentially not. No, I think Robert is microing those units. The Stroke DP though have been discovered out here, and if they go down, this opens up this central area to a push from Herr Robert. I think at the moment the 1311 is enough. Loli has to take back sort of this southern town and this central area. I think he has to commit resources to both areas at the moment, and it's going to be tough. Herr Robert pushing forwards. The STK said 250/9, taking down the Stroke DP. That's going to let him know that there's not a lot here, and I think I'd be looking to try and push forwards into that position. The 52p is not going to be enough there, because as soon as this Königsdagger moves forwards, it's just going to get taken out. I'm kind of surprised Herr Robert hasn't pushed forwards this Königsdagger once again onto this ridgeline. In the northern, ooh, down goes the Tanko Thessaloniki. That's going to hurt. That is really going to hurt, and I feel like, well, Loli, I think potentially the 250/9 has gone down to the PTRD, and he has enough here to take back the Panzergren, so we'll take back this central flag. Is it enough in the long run? This is a tight game. This is a tight game, and I think Herr Robert was the favourite coming into this game, but at the moment I think Loli's doing a fantastic job against this 21st Panzer. Both the Königsdaggers are still on the field, and they are massive threats. Massive threats. But Loli is basically just ignoring those Königsdaggers in the south. There's not much he can do, so he's kind of just ignoring the position. But he is holding where the Königsdaggers aren't. I'd actually like to see this Königsdagger be more threatening and move further up and really threaten these support roads into the town. It looks like Herr Robert is now looking for a push forwards, but potentially a lot of infantry have gone down. I don't know how much he has left. I would say he probably has enough left at this point. We are 32 minutes into this game. I cannot see him using all of his sea phase infantry. He had a full card of Panzergrens in sea phase, so I think that was about 27 Panzergren units, I think, in sea phase. So he certainly will have a lot more Panzergrens left yet. I don't believe he will be out of Panzergrens at this time. Loli, on the other hand, he had all of his T-34s up vetted, and potentially he could be running out of T-34s. We're seeing the 1-star T-34-76 1942, so I think potentially Loli is running out of T-34-76s, and that could spell doom, because I think without supporting tanks, Loli's going to have a real tough time holding this city area. We just saw the tanks push in from Herr Robert. Loli's response is the PE3s, and on this northern side, no anti-air in. So he is going to be able to use those PE3s, but I feel like potentially running out of these T-34-76s could really hurt Loli. Ag-Hiu43, thanks very much for the follow. We're going to continue on with the game for now, but thanks very much for that follow. More 52Ps coming in, but I'm kind of surprised. I think Loli's going to push these up, potentially to try and counter the artillery, but I mean, maybe he's forgotten about that Königsdagger. You won't have seen that Königsdagger for a while, so maybe he's just forgotten that it's there. The Zis 2 gun is coming in. I feel like that's going to protect off against that Königsdagger. Herr Robert laying down the smoke, so he is counter battering manually, and this is the old-fashioned way. But I think he's got enough here to win the artillery duel. And it's 12-12 at the moment. I feel like Herr Robert in the long run is going to win out this game. I think Loli, I think he has to push for another flag at this point, and I think that's what he's doing in this southern side. He's kind of, I think he realizes he's in trouble in this northern area, but he has to protect these 2 flags, and I don't think at the moment he has enough to do that. We have another after Machiki coming in. He has to protect these 2 flags, because if another off map comes into this area, he is going to lose those units, and if he loses those 2 flags, he's going to be, you know, 14-10 down. He's going to be in a real tough spot. The Königstiger has come out to play once more, has been engaging the infantry, does now engage the 52Ps, despite the fact that, oh no, this one is just in line of sight. Down go the 2 artillery pieces, so novel way to counter battery. Don't use your own artillery, just push 52Ps up into the face of those artillery units. Beautiful, beautiful to see. In the centre ground, SDK said 250/9s and half tracks pushing in. The after Machiki, they're going to have to get in the heavy forest, and Sturmovikis as well. There's only the Stroke DPs. I'd like them to get into these heavy forests and then closer to try and get the PTRD kills. Interesting Maltia and Munn pushing forwards there. P3 strike coming in for the side shot onto the Königstiger. Did not get the kill, but these PE3s, they're not going down at the moment to anti-air fire. Yes, that one escaping without going down as well. Oh, this IS-2 actually could pick up the Königstiger kill if it reverses into line of sight. Is firing on the SPW 233s at the back. Oh, this could be interesting. The Königstiger is now just coming into line of sight. Bounces the first shot. This IS-2 needs to turn on the APCR shells. Loli needs to get those APCR shells turned on, because without them he is not going to penetrate that Königstiger. But he should have the ability at that range, I think, to get a penetrating hit. Oh, the APCR shells are now on, but he is getting stressed out by the artillery attack from the 122mm in the northern side. Driving knockout is going to continue to give him the opportunity now. Will this Königstiger go down? This is a big opportunity. In comes a PE3, but it is forced back by the SDK said 7/1. The driver recovers, continues to reverse. The transmission is damaged though, so it will only move back slowly. And what is that fire coming down south? It's still the 122mm artillery piece, and the P3 is just attacking the half tracks, trying to keep Herr from recapturing this central flag. Herr does pick up the 1311 after capturing it, but this Königstiger under threat at the moment. I feel like maybe it is now just out of range from a penetrating shot of this SIS-2 gun. That was real squeaky bum time for Herr there, but look at this southern flag. Herr's lost a lot of units down here. Loli could make up some advances in this southern side. If this Königstiger goes down, I think Loli is in a real shot at making a play in this southern side. I think he's just going to ignore that well, he can't ignore the Königstiger, but I think he needs to push more down and potentially go for a flank into this forest. This flag is open for the taking for Loli. Sturmoviki's pushing through. He needs something. Wow, U304F able to potentially take out that Sturmoviki. He only has the 1 DP machine gun, and the M4 also advancing forwards. I think there was a mistake from Loli to push forwards those Sturmovikis. He knows, I'm sure he saw that Panzer M4 there. He needs to get a T-34 into that central place. In comes the T-34-76. I think this is his main threat. If he can break through that M4, I'd love to see that T-34 push forwards and potentially get an SDK 7-1 kill. The ZIS-2 gun did go down. Another 52p rushing in. I don't want Loli to push that up. I think that's a mistake. He has unloaded it before getting into that position. I feel like that was a mistake. I'd love him to press forwards with that Strocky DP. I mean, look at the front line. He must know there's not much here. The Königstiger is the biggest threat though, and while that's still in play, I feel like Loli is not going to make a massive advance in that southern side. Herr is going to turtle his way through with the 1311 right now, 29 minutes on the clock. I don't believe Herr is low on Panzergrenz. I believe he is very much conserving his forces. I think he's conserving his forces here. I don't think he's low. I still think he has a lot left, and he's got a lot of supporting units. Herr is the kind of player, he likes to build up his supporting units. Yeah, we've seen a lot more Panzergrenz come into this southern and central position. I still think he's got a lot left. I think if there's going to be someone that's running out of units right now, I think it's going to be Loli. I think these T-34-76s, he's got to be low on units. He's using Sturmovikis here when he knows this tanks, so I feel like potentially he's also running out of infantry. I think Loli is in trouble now. I think he's just going to have to trade incredibly well. If he wants to win this game, he's going to have to trade incredibly well right now. Strelky DP very in close. Crew kill onto the Panzer IV C. I think that's the PTRD shots. Yeah, and a fuel explosion. But one of them goes down. Oh, will he get the side shot? Oh no, just before the Panzer IV H spots them. Those Strelky will go down. I think Herr has the opportunity now. I think we're going to see a push to take back these two flags in the north. The ZIS-2 gun is potentially going to open up on this northern side to the half tracks pushing through. Yeah, an immediate bailout. Nice little position this with the ZIS-2 gun in the way that it can just fire down this little road here. Very nice position. One to take note of. The Tango de Sanike is just still so strong. Enemies pushing forwards within that 100 meters, very strong. I wouldn't say they're overpowered. I don't really want changes because they are very disadvantaged outside of the 100-meter range. And the Sturmovikis have been pushed back off that centre hill. T-34 is now coming in. I think this is one of the final plays for Loli. Herr has reinforced his southern side. I think he needed to do that. P3 is coming into the north. We missed a lot of strikes. One of the Panzer IVs does go down. Potentially another one. No, I think that was a half track there. The Panzer Grens with the Panzer Faust just jumped out of that half track. Panzer IV pushing forwards. Close range engagement. The T-34-76 does get the kill. Loli does enough for now to hang on to this north. But look at the units rushing into this northern attack. Loli has the two anti-tank guns here. Potentially it's enough. Gun jam on the first SPW 233, that's a good start. Bounce on the second, the third. The second does go down. I think it was a bounce to the M42 gun. So at least I suppose he does have those two AT guns there. I was anxious for him to push those forwards earlier on, but he now has them on reserve. Herr is committing all forces to this northern attack. I think this may well break the game for Herr, although Loli pulls it back to a 12-12, re-picking up the centre flag with these T-34s. The main threat is still the Königstag. He's not going to be able to break out of this central area while these two Königstaggers are in play, and that kind of hurts him. But yeah, I don't want him to commit those T-34s too early. The Königstagger is going to take up a beautiful position on this ridgeline, and Loli just needs to hold that centre ground and really micro the north city to kind of try and hold on to this city in the north. Tango de Sanike is still a major threat. T-34 is sight damage, no anti-tank on the infantry now. I think Herr potentially could well be into his final infantry cards with there being no anti-tank there. Two Su-85s coming up north. Both the anti-tank guns have gone down, but it's given Loli enough time to bring in those Su-85s, and they're going to be a big threat against the Panzer IVs. Definitely, the Su-85s can go down, but I think I think they will win out against the Panzer IVs in, you know, with the 180 penetration that they have. I think Loli is definitely trying to conserve his infantry. More after Machikis come in now, so we haven't seen many after Machikis. We've got another artillery piece in that southern side. I think Herr has covered off finally against this southern attack, or potential. And the T-34s are reversing into the forest. The Königstagger has done enough to take one of them out and really push back the threat of the central area. I think Loli just needs to hold those T-34s there, hope the Panzer IVs push in and he can take them out at close range. In the north, he needs to work back to taking this northern area. After Machikis are coming in, I think Su-85 does go down to the Marder 1 there. That's a nice kill from that Marder 1. Oh! And takes down the second one as well. Nice job from that Marder 1. Oh my days. The third one in the back as well. Ouch. That is wow. Give that Marder 1 a medal. Kai in the Marder 1. Beautiful play. I don't think he had any right to get those 3 Su-85 kills there. Beautiful play. Down comes a shot from the Zis-2 onto the Panzer 4C. Hey, Robert, I think he's going to lose out. Yeah, he is going to lose out in this city. So Loli holds the city for now. Another PE3 comes in to target those half tracks. Does potentially get the kill there. I think Loli will hold out this city for now. Is it enough? I don't think it is enough. Here Robert's managed... Oh, sorry, bad camera work there. Here Robert has managed to kind of hold back this centre ground. The T-34 is still there, and there's no real anti-tank besides the Panzer 4G. So there is still a lot of threat, but Here Robert has a lot of units back here, and I can see him maybe slowly pushing forwards now. And I think Here Robert, on balance, yeah, he has way more units over here in this southern area than Loli, and I think it's kind of just a matter of time until Here Robert kind of pushes through with a lot of these units. Still a 12-12 for now. The Sturmovikis do get into position in this northern town. I'm surprised that Panzergren, I'm surprised Robert hasn't tried to use him against the T-34-76, clearly trying to hold on to infantry units. We don't see many infantry units. I still think he's got them left. I think he's holding on. I think he's just trying to last in Phase C, because he had a card of 27 of these Panzergrens with no Panzerfaust, and I think we've probably seen up till now, I would hazard to say maybe not even 10. So he probably still has at least 20 Panzergrens in his deck. I think Loli is on the dregs of his infantry right now. More Marder 1's coming in. Robert saw the what's the word? He saw the first Marder 1 take out 3 of those Su-85, so he's going to bring in 2 more. And potentially look for some more kills with those Marder 1s. He is retreating his pack guns though. So for now, Loli has beaten back this central, this northern city area. But I mean, at the start of the game, Loli had this flag down here, and you know, there's potential that he could make ground here, but I just don't think he has the resources to be able to commit to doing that. He's bringing in a VZ VOD. I think Loli is struggling on... Wow, look at the VZ VODs coming into this central ground. I think Loli is out of infantry now. I think he is completely out. We have a combat in. I'm not sure when that got brought in. I don't think it was majorly long ago. I think that's fairly recently. I think Loli is flat out of infantry at this point. I think the VZ VODs have managed to, or have signalled the point where he is out of infantry. In comes 8 AA guns, which is also a strange pick. We haven't seen many aircraft from Herr Robert from the Ju-88 S1 that came in very early and got shot down. We haven't seen many others. I think there was a Focke-Wulf. Oh, tight engagement from the Panzer 4G. The turret stuck, but it does go down to the second shot from the T-34. So Loli still has that centre ground. He still has a 12-12 right now, but I think he is out of infantry. So it's just kind of a case of Herr Robert pushing through, and if Loli can take down some key units, if this Königstigger can go down, there's no real tanks here. Yeah, I mean, he's pushing forward so much. Oh, down goes the fighters. He's trying to take down the AA so he can have a free time attacking this Königstigger. Does lose one fighter in the attack. Ooh, but does get the kill. Second Königstigger down, guys. That is a nice job Second Königstiger down, so only one in the south. That's all that remains. But it's in a nice spot, and if I was Herr Robert, I'd probably pull across a lot of his anti-air units and just stick them right behind this Königstiger. In comes the P3. Oh! Does get the final kill. Does get the final kill on the Southern Königstiger. Nice. Nice job there on that Königstiger. Is it too late though? 50 minutes into this game, finally the Königstiger's gone down, and I think potentially it's too late. And look at this off map. This is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt, because Loli is already, I believe he is out of infantry at this point. And this off map is just going to shred the remaining infantry that he has left in this town. And yeah, I feel like Herr Robert is going to pick up these two flags and secure the victory off the back of this off map. The two Königstiger kills, I think they were too late for Loli to, you know, to kind of make something off the back of it. I think there's just, he is out of fighting units right now. He's out of fighting infantry, he's out of fighting tanks. So although the Königstiger's gone down, you know, which would give him the opportunity to push forwards. Actually, this T-34, if this was to push forwards, oh, there is the Pack 38 up here. He's actually, he wouldn't have a bad attempt. Saying that though, the artillery, I think it was this 122mm, potentially this one down here with the corrected shot bonus, does take down that T-34. VZ VODs being taken out in the open with the grill. Down goes the infantry in the south. One man on the 52p is all that remains. The Yak 9T's coming in for a strafing run on the grill. I don't think that's going to be enough. Oh, we are potentially missing movements in the north. Sorry, no, I thought we had movements in the north there. The grill is stressed out, but it's not enough. And Loli is well down on units right now. Here Robert's got the 1311, and I think he can push through for the victory here. I think it's just a case of here Robert's very conservative with his forces and his attacks, and I think he's going to he doesn't want to put any victory in jeopardy, so I think he's just going to slowly, you know, artillery the town, make sure that he's got no way of pushing forwards. Look at the Pack 43s here, taking out the Zenart 37mm. Will that get back into the town before that goes down? I think potentially it might. Is Loli out of absolutely everything? I don't see many reinforcements coming back in for Loli. I think he may well be out of almost all of his units. He may well be completely out of units. Oh, in comes the air assault into the northern side. We have P3s and Yak 9s. What is he going after here? Interesting, he's going after the Multier Muns. Really interesting. Oh, did get this SDKF said 7-1 kill. So, I mean, yeah, he does surrender now. Yeah, I think we were to expect that. I think we were expecting that surrender. Congratulations to Herr Robert. Commiserations to Loli. 53 minutes 41 seconds. Herr Robert picks up the victory on Sheridan. 5,200 kills to 4,600 losses. I don't think it was as I think it was as closer than probably a lot of you watching this game probably thought. I think the two Königstiger kills will have made that closer, but I think those Königstiger kills were just a little bit too late for Loli. I think had those Königstiger kills come at maybe about the 30-minute mark, I think Loli would have had a much better time. I think even then, I don't think Herr Robert necessarily would have lost the game, but I think Herr Robert would have been in trouble. You know, if those Königsteigers would have gone down at about 30, 40 minutes, I think Loli would have been able to mount a much better counter attack really at that point. And yeah, that was a tale of kind of two sides really. Loli being up in the early part of the game, and then Herr Robert making his way back into that game. I think Herr Robert was the favourite at the start. I think he was the favourite in terms of the divisional matchup, but we certainly saw Loli give him an absolute run for his money, money, and it shows that Loli is a very good player. I think with a different division, I mean, was it the wrong division choice? I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think he certainly showed he can be a fantastic player. And let's have a look at the kills. So this is the let's have a look at the kills for Herr Robert. Panzergrenz did do a decent job down here. Potentially these were in transports, possibly. The Panzer M4 did a real good job. I think this is in the town. Or no, this is on the southern side, I think. I'm not 100% sure actually where that Panzer M4 was. But he did a good job. Königstiger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T-34 kills. That was the first one in the southern side. The Ju-88S1 only got that 1 T-34 kill. The Pat guns, they did a decent job. I think this was sort of in the northern central area on that kind of position overlooking the town. They did a decent job, and the second Königstiger that came in did get the Su-85 kill. This was the more northern Königstiger. Also picking up a couple of 52p kills, a couple of T-34 kills, and I feel like the Königstiger really did win this game for Herr Robert. The third one only got the Zis-2 kill, so the third one didn't do a fantastic job, but I think the first two Königstigers, I think that's what won the game for Herr Robert, because I think Loli, I think he was up in this game. Early on was up in this game, and it was really the Königstiger that kind of kept him from being able to finish off the game. That Königstiger on the southern side just held it for Herr Robert, and in the in that southern side it kind of staved off any central attack, and I think it was those Königstigers that really just Loli struggled to take out, and they kind of won it for Herr Robert. Let's have a look at let's have a quick look at the kills for Loli. We've got Zis-2 here picking up a number of half-track kills. M42 also picking up a number of half-track kills. We didn't see that Marder, did we? Let's find that Marder. Was it only the Kai in the Marder 1 picks up the 3 Su-85 kills? That was devastating to watch. Beautiful play from that Marder 1. The kills for Loli, the PE3s did do a number of kills, and actually I was surprised that those PE3s did not go down to the anti-air of Herr Robert. So I think it would have been nice if Herr Robert would have brought a fighter in, because his anti-air was holding off the PE3 strikes a lot. It was really causing Loli problems bringing those PE3s in, and a fighter could have finished off a couple of those PE3s earlier on, and really that would have protected the Königstigers. So yeah, I'd have liked to have seen a fighter come in from Herr Robert to potentially pick off a couple of those PE3s.